Hi guys, welcome to Global Business Environment. This will be Module 1 of this course, in which we will be exploring all types of aspects of the global business environment by answering key questions about it. This is a class that sometimes is called International Management or International Business, and is often a required class in an undergraduate program in business administration or an MBA program. This will be an 8-week course in which we'll discuss the global business environment, and there will be a second course, Global Business Environment Part 2, which will go into further details about managing in the global business environment. This is an introductory course, and we will cover materials assuming that you have some limited knowledge of economics and business, but you don't have to have a specific prerequisite in order to take this course. When we talk about the global business environment and a course in international business or international management and understanding that global business environment better, you might ask yourself, why is it that we would study the global business environment separate from other issues and topics and disciplines in business? For example, you might have taken a class in accounting before or marketing, and there are also international marketing and international accounting courses. Some people argue and believe that it's better to integrate international business issues, global business environment related questions and problems into individual courses like marketing and international marketing courses at a university or a college. Others argue that the global business environment is so complex and that business is so different when you cross borders and you involve new languages and new political systems and new business regulations that from the ones that you're familiar with, that we have to study it separately, and we need a separate class to give it due justice. And so it's an ongoing debate, but we will study the global business environment obviously separately and consider some of the key issues that a business might face when entering into the world beyond their own country. So I've got this picture of a classroom, and at universities all across the world, you could learn about this subject. When we talk about global business environment, the types of things that are different are language, culture, as we mentioned, socio-political issues, and so we're going to try to explore them. And we're going to do that by looking at a kind of a word that sometimes means different things to different people. We're going to look at globalization and try to understand in this first module a little bit better what we mean by globalization when we talk about the global business environment. And a lot of people, when they talk about it, mean things like the increasing integration of countries and companies and individuals across borders. They mean globalization to be something like more interaction across borders between companies, countries, and individuals. And so, for example, the growth of multinational food companies is an example of this type of integration. Some people tend to view this negatively. You may have had another course somewhere else where the tendency was to see globalization and global business environment to be a negative thing. That, for example, this type of integration was hurting culture. So this is a McDonald's restaurant in Japan, and the argument is that the contact between McDonald's, a North American food chain in Japan, was having a negative impact on Japanese culture and food. Others view it as a positive because people in Japan get to learn about a new place, a new type of food, a new type of company, and so it's an ongoing debate whether or not this is positive or not. You may have seen in other classes protests from people who disagree with these increased flows of information and interaction and of peoples across borders. And there are very often protests like this. This is a young man protesting the existence of the World Bank, which is an entity that exists, and we'll talk more about in another module, to support cross-border interactions between countries and firms. We will talk later about whether or not this is new, whether or not globalization and trying to understand the global business environment is a new idea. Here's an image of telegraph lines represented by these red telegraph lines in 1901 across borders. And so you will discover, as we talk about in another module, that global interactions have been increasing because of technology, not just the technology that we feel special to be a part of today, but technology has been increasing, and these interactions have been increasing across borders for quite a while now. We know that in today's world that technology is changing. Here's a map of the world that shows internet penetration across the globe in 2012. And you see there's somewhat of a digital divide, so it's not like all countries in the world have access to the internet to the same degree. But when we talk about globalization, we're talking about things like the internet, which seem to have facilitated greater interaction across borders. We talk about transportation costs have decreased and made it easier for people to travel the world and get to know these new places and new cultures and new languages and new experiences and have new perspectives. I strongly encourage you to broaden your horizons, to take opportunities to learn more about other people's cultures and values, because I think as you do, you will see that there is a whole wide world out there that you may not be aware of, and there are different ways of doing things that are valuable for you to experience. And so I think that you'll find that we generally discuss the global business environment as a positive thing and as an opportunity in this class and as something to be embraced. So we'll get at it in this module, as we will have several parts where we'll discuss different aspects of this question, what is globalization today? Thank you.